Hi, I'm Kay Spivey. Happy 2018. We have just moved back to Washington, which is why I don't really have that much of a set going on or anything. And I know that I had said that I might do the 100 Poems in 100 Days challenge, and then I said I might do the 52 poems in a year, which is a poem a week. And I think I am going to do that, but I'm not going to do weekly videos for that. Moving back has been kind of hectic, so I'm already a week behind. So I think what I'm going to do is carry on with a poem a week, and then at the end of each month, I'm going to try and post on the last day of every month. I'm going to post my favorite poem that I have written for the month and my favorite poem that I have read for the month. And you can look forward to those videos at the end of each month, hopefully for the full year. We'll see how long I can keep it up. For today's video, I wanted to do a haul of some of the books that I have picked up. Many of these were books that I've been wanting for a while that I finally picked up now that we're back in civilization. So the first book in the book haul is Steam Laundry by Nicole Stellan O'Donnell. This one I won in a Goodreads giveaway, and so I don't really have that much of an impression of it so far. It is a poetry book. It said that it was a novel in poems based on a true story of Sarah Ellen Gibson. So that sounds like it's going to be really interesting. I don't really have any impressions of it yet. It sounds extremely interesting. It takes place in Fairbanks, the Alaska Gold Rush of 1903, which sounds like something really interesting. Sounds like the kind of thing I would have been really interested in college. Not that I'm not interested in it now, it's just that's the kind of thing I was actively reading when I was younger, so it'll be exciting to get back into that. The next two books, I bought these because one of my favorite YouTubers, probably the YouTuber I look forward to just all of her videos all of the time in the booktube community. I just love listening to her. I always think she has interesting things to say. She always makes me want to read books that I've never chosen for myself. She is an author, Jen Campbell, who I'm going to link her below and up above if I can figure that one out. She had 2 books published in the last year, and I love her YouTube channel so much, but I'd never bought her previous books. And then when her new books came out, she was reading snippets of them and talking about the tour, and she finally read a long section from her short story collection, which I'll just go ahead and show, At the Beginning of the World in the Middle of the Night by Jen Campbell. I'm so excited to read this. I think she read the entire first short story, and it was phenomenal. I had been thinking about buying it just to support her, and then I just wanted it. Plus it's a gorgeous cover. And there's the back. But she's such a fantastic person, or at least she has a fantastic YouTube channel. So I'm really looking forward to reading this collection of short stories. And then because I was buying that, I couldn't resist getting her children's book, Franklin's Flying Bookshop. In the back of my head I was sort of like, I know a bunch of kids, they'll want to read this, I can always like read through it and pass it along. But let's be honest, I bought it for myself. Look at this. It's huge, it's a gigantic book, but the full page illustrations, I'm just really excited. I just really love Jen Campbell, and I'm excited to read some of her work because I'm sure it'll be just as exciting as watching her YouTube is for me. These next two, I stopped by the local used bookstore once we were back and realized I just didn't have books of these people's poems. The first one is Adrienne Rich, and this is The Voice of the Poet. Extremely slim little volume, actually small print too. Just a tiny little book that has a lot of her poems. A lot of the poems that I was first introduced to her with are in here, such as Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law, which I think may be one of her more famous poems. I'll read the first section. This is a longer poem and it's in sections, so I will read the first section to you because I love Adrienne Rich. I will also link the video I did about Adrienne Rich up above. Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law by Adrienne Rich. You, once a belle in Shreveport with henna-colored hair, skin like a peach bud, still have your dresses copied from that time and play Chopin prelude called by quartet. Delicious recollections float like perfume through the memory. Your mind now, moldering like wedding cake, heavy with the useless experience, rich with suspicion, rumor, fantasy, crumbling to pieces under the knife edge of mere fact, in the prime of your life, nervy, glowering, your daughter wipes the teaspoons, grows another way. And that's just the first part of this poem. So I didn't have a collection by her. I did have a collection of her essays, which is absolutely fabulous. If you really want a thinky piece, she has fantastic essays, but I really wanted these poems, and now I have them in a cute little collection. And the second one was, I don't have a collection of Langston Hughes, and so this is a big selected poems of Langston Hughes, and I just couldn't pass it up. I don't have one, and I wanted one. I'm noticing now that the used copy I got someone really loved because a lot of the corners are dog-eared. I'm one of those people who likes to use bookmarks and sticky notes and things like that. At most with poetry, the poems that I really, really like, I use pencil and I put a little star by the title so I can find it again. I don't like to dog-ear the books. There, I think I got all of them. Anyway, I'm really excited to have some of his poems. If you don't know much about Langston Hughes, the poem you probably have heard, the poem is called Make America, America Again. And you probably would have heard it coming up around Trump getting inaugurated in the United States, and it's the one that has the repeated line of America was never America to me. That's probably his most famous work. I'm excited to read some of his other works. He was, of course, one of the big leaders in the Harlem Renaissance, and I can link the video of History of American Poetry for you as well. Now, last one. This one was one that I saw recommended by other YouTubers. I'm going to leave their videos down below. I hadn't heard about this one before, but it was sort of explained as written a bit like a mystery, but with maybe some sci-fi edge to it, and it's by a Japanese author, Kazuo Ishiguro. Never Let Me Go. It just sounded wonderful, and when I went to the bookstore, they didn't have it out, and so I just asked if they happened to have it, and it turned out they had just gotten one in, and the bookseller went back and found it special for me. So I'm extra excited to read it because they got it for me special, and it was the only copy in the whole store, so because it was a used bookstore. So I'm really excited. It sounds so good. People are just singing the praises of this book, so I'm interested to see where that goes. So that was my book haul for this time around. I know it's not like that many, but I was really excited about these. I haven't been able to get new books very easily because we've been out in the middle of nowhere, but now we're back in civilization and I can have new ones, and I'm so excited to read these ones. I still have some books that I haven't read from back when, but I'm getting around to them. Anyway, I hope everyone is starting their year 2018 out right. I hope everyone's having a good January so far. Let me know down below what books you're excited to get to reading. This is my little book haul. Hopefully I can get around to these and give you guys some updates about what I think about them. And do look forward to a video at the end of each month. I'm going to try and keep up with that has my favorite poem I've written and my favorite poem that I have read, which means I'm going to do a lot of reading. I'm going to try and do more diverse reading of poetry. I'm going to try and reach out and read so that it'll be a poem from a totally different author each time. So at least 12 totally different authors this month. I'm really excited about that. Hope you're having a great day, and I will see you again soon, poets and writers. Bye!